Welcome to my $100,000 stock experiment, year 3, week 3, ending May 1st, 2020. I've been procrastinating recording this. The actual record date of this video is May 6th, Wednesday. This isn't an endorsement to purchase any stocks that I bought, nor an endorsement to purchase stocks in general. I'm on a mission to become a great growth stock investor. Watch me on my journey, learn from my mistakes, and celebrate my successes. According to the IBD at investors.com, the market is in a confirmed uptrend. The S&P 500 was making nice progress this week, but then it dropped back down to that blue line on Friday. That blue line that I drew at 28.17 seems to be acting as support. It went down to that line, but it didn't cross below it, and we'll see if it pops back next week. The VIX, or the volatility index, had a slightly higher close than last week. It closed this week at 37.19, and last week it was at 35.93. The lower the better on this one. I like to see it between 12 and 16, which it's a long ways off. Every time I buy a stock, I put a stop limit order at 8% below my purchase price. That I call my floor. I did make 4 new purchases this week. DocuSign, that I highlighted the amount in green, was a B2, and then new stocks, Adobe, Switch in the red, which sold, and Viva. This week I bought Adobe. I've held it just 2 days and it's down 2.8%. I had held this before in my husband's 401k account, and one buy was even. One buy I had a 4% loss in, then I had a 9% gain in, and a 28% gain. So here's hoping for another 28% gain on this one. I have been watching this as one of my lists of stocks I wanted to buy, and then it showed up on this swing trader program that I'm giving a try on, and so I bought it. Swing Trader sold it Friday, but I didn't. I held on. I did raise my floor up to that 31 light blue line, the 31-day exponential moving average. Viva Systems, I bought this stock on Wednesday. I had held it in the past. I had held it for 4 weeks in 2019 and had a 9% gain, which is a good gain for 4 weeks. It's number 2 on the IBD 50 and Big Cap 20, and it seemed to be making a move. This stock was also mentioned on the IBD webinar that I attended on Tuesday. When that floor gets triggered, my stocks sell. I did sell 4 stocks this week: Apple, AMD, Pod, and Switch. Apple triggered the floor on Tuesday, and I'm wondering if I moved that floor up too fast. The stock hit its 8-day simple moving average and triggered a sell. I held the stock for just 2 weeks and I lost 2.3%. Pod. I held this stock for less than 1 week and I lost 8% on it. It sold on Tuesday, and I'm just getting discouraged. I'm wondering if I can really make any money in this volatile market. Switch. I also took an 8% loss when this stock triggered the floor. AMD. This stock triggered the floor on Friday and it closed below the floor, so I'm guessing it was a good move that it sold. I only made a 3% gain on this stock when I had been up almost 15% last week. But a gain is a gain, so 3% in 3.8 weeks. As stocks are making gains, I look at ones to see if they're proving themselves, and I do an add-on buy. I did that with DocuSign. I made a B2 on Tuesday when I thought the stock was making a move, and then it just went down. So my B2, I have a 1.4% loss in, and my B1, I have a 7% gain in. I did move my floor up to that 31-day exponential moving average, which is still below my purchase price. So I would take a tiny loss if the stock sold. And then the rest of my charts I review and see if there's a point where I'd like to raise my floor to. Alibaba. I was surprised when I reviewed this stock to see that I was down 9.6% on my B2. What happened? I'm supposed to have my floor. But on Friday, this stock opened below my floor. I put that green circle that shows the area between 198.03 and 197.83. That's my 20-cent price range that if this stock got into that area, it would sell. But since it opened below that on Friday and never reached it, it never triggered my floor. I didn't know what this stock's going to do on Monday, so I canceled that sell order. I didn't want the stock to go up and trigger that floor, so I needed to wait and see what happens on Monday. I'll either reset my floor at the same level or I'll just dump this stock. Chipotle Mexican Group, I raised my floor to that 16-day simple moving average, which is that green line. It's just slightly above that 8% loss, but I want to minimize my losses as much as I can, and I thought this was a good point to raise the floor up to. Right now I have a loss in this stock down 2.8%, and I've held it just a little over a week. Costco. This is another swing trader stock that I bought. Swing trader said to sell it, but I still have it. I did raise my floor up to the 200-day simple moving average, that dash yellow line. I've held this stock for 2 weeks and it's down 4%. Insight Corporation. I've held this stock for 2 weeks and I'm down 0.2%. I'm wondering if this stock changed personalities. It had been up above the 8-day simple moving average, and then it dropped down to that 16-day simple moving average. It's been going sideways for the last 3 days, so hopefully this is just consolidating, and then it will start moving back up. Microsoft. I have 2 buys in this stock. One I've held just about 4 weeks and I'm up 4.7%, and one I've held 2 weeks and I'm down -2%. I was able to raise my floor up to the 31-day exponential moving average, where that light blue diagonal line is, and you can see the dotted yellow line. That's my floor now, slightly above my purchase price. So another important rule is to not let a double-digit gain turn into a loss. ServiceNow had a super gain this week. It was up 12%. I was able to raise my floor to the 16-day simple moving average, which is that green diagonal line. And then the dash yellow line is where my floor is at now. It's above my purchase price, so if this stock was to trigger a sell, I would not take a loss in this stock. I've held it just under 3 weeks and it's up 14%. Amazing. This was a really sad week for me. I was down $4,000. Every group of stocks I have contributed to this. I highlighted the weekly change in yellow. Over on the left-hand side, the S&P 500 was down 0.2% for the week, and the Melissa Method experiment was down 2.7% for the week. And then at number 1, you can see that the year 3 experiment, which is just 3 weeks long, the S&P 500 is up 1.5%, and over at number 2, the Melissa Method is down -2.5%. Not doing so hot. The current holdings bar chart shows that I have 2 new stocks. They just have 1 bar each. Over on the right-hand side, Viva in the blue, and on the left-hand side, Adobe in the red. All of the stocks are basically down this week, with the exception of Microsoft is even, and ServiceNow had a nice gain. The weekly percentage change shows that almost all of my stocks had losses that were greater than the S&P 500 loss for the week. The only 2, like I said, Microsoft and Now, did okay for the week. The current dollar value gain, this is just in my B1 position. Costco has my biggest loss at $414, followed by Adobe and Chipotle Mexican Group. My weekly plan, I basically have a cash balance of about $35,000. But I'm going to sit back and watch. I need to decide how to handle the drop below the floor in Alibaba, and I'm just not excited about buying stocks right now. Thanks for watching. Keep an eye out for my next episode, or better yet, subscribe to my channel, The Melissa Method. Don't forget to hit the bell if you want an alert when I post a new episode.